between the ice volume and then the. So you're. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the USA Mixed National Curling Champions here in Denver, Colorado. This is the last draw of pool play. We've got 4 games going, and all of them have playoff implications. It'll be McDonald and Prohaski on sheet 1. McDonald is at 3-1, and Prohaski is at 1-3. Simply, if McDonald wins, they are in. If they lose, there's a possibility of a tiebreaker for them. On sheet B, our feature sheet, we'll have Dan Wiza at 3-1 and Greg Jorgensen at 1-3. Quite simple for Wiza. He's got a win and he's moving on. On sheet C, we have Team Brundage at 2-2 and Team Stolt at 4-0. Stolt's already made it to the weekend. Team Brundage needs to win that game, and they need help with a Wiza loss. On sheet D, we have Siggins at 2-2 versus Workin at 3-1. If Siggins wins that game, then there will be a tiebreaker on Saturday. And how that tiebreaker will work out will depend on the results on sheet A. So a lot of different scenarios to play out. Because all the games are important, we'll try and move around as much as we possibly can to see all the sheets and make sure we're covering as much of the action as we possibly can. But looking forward to some great curling here. So luckily for some people involved, I am not here alone. I've got my skip from Club Nationals here, Elliot, to bounce some ideas off. Elliot, you excited to watch some good curling tonight?
Can't wait, Simon. Can't wait.
Yep, that excitement is palpable, people. Looks like there may have been some sort of issue with sheet B as they are pebbling it. So maybe something was determined during the practice session that threw it off.
I don't really know what happened, but all the other games have started, so.
Right, so I think in the meantime we'll look to shift over to one of the other games and watch one of those. You can catch the beginning of the McDonald Prohaski game. Game starts out with an attempted center guard. Doesn't quite curl as much as they want. We've got McDonald looking for a corner guard to get going. It's been a pretty common trend for most of the mixed this weekend. A lot of center guard, corner guards. Kind of mentioned it last night when we were playing that I haven't seen a bunch of that some of the tour events, some of the bigger events this year. It's been mostly centering around, but these teams seem content to start with that corner and let that first team get an attempt at wrapping it to the center.
Looks like we're going all out here in the first end.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything different from Prohaski. I think almost every game I've watched of his, it has been
a lot of rocks in play.
A lot of rocks, and especially in the first end. Finally get their center guard there. Looks like McDonald will try and get the wraparound. Just comes up a hair tight there. Not a bad result as they get the roll, a little bit of roll in the middle.
Looks like he's going to play the hit and roll. Try and get under his own center. Looks like he's just going to get nose, but still all right.
Not a bad result. Bit of a missed opportunity to put the pressure on him right away. Get a little bit of a roll inside there. So it looks like we'll have close to the same type of shot to get this center roll. See if one of the teams can finally pull it off. It's a little tighter, probably a little closer to edge on edge. So they're bringing the weight down the hack. It's like a little wide there. Tough to say if they managed to get that red out or not.
McDonald's going to try and keep it clean, take off the center instead of coming around.
It's kind of a change to the way they've been calling the whole end. Here we go with a peel.
So they're just going to get the one.
Well, I might. Well, now we know that one's definitely off. I'd be kind of shocked to see a center guard here. I would think you want to come around and put some pressure on.
Looks like they're doing practice again on sheet B, so I think that's probably standard though if they have to resurface the ice.
That would make sense. You want to break it in. You don't want to just start on a completely fresh surface. Draw from done. Team Prohaski's coming up a little short. If you're gonna miss, it's not a bad way to miss. I guess as you'll see the double rip here. McDonald really not wanting to mess around at all in this first end, which does to a certain extent beg the question, why put up the corner guard and try to come around it in the first place?
I'll just get the roll in.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, if you're going to jam, that's the way to do it. I guess we'll see a hit and roll here. Finally see if someone can use one of those guards that they threw up in the first. Sweeping this one end to end. Almost got away from him, but at least they got out of danger here.
I think the blank is on.
The blank is very on. And I assume we'll see a peel here, unless I'm completely thrown off and can't understand anything. And we'll. Oh, all right. So there is some logic to the world, and we're gonna see the peel. Yep. Less than ideal. Running right to the center. Still going to give Prohaski a chance to put some pressure on and get one sunk behind here as we head into skip rocks. Players should be pretty familiar with this draw. They would have thrown it a bunch during the practice ice, so you'd like to think they have this weight down, the line down.
Mine looks pretty good. It's got to go, though.
Yeah, looks like they just waited on it a hair too much. Yeah, I gotta apologize to Team Prohaska. I wanted to make Polish in the worst way. Kept adding a Y at the end of his name. My mistake. Shout out to Lance Wheeler with the assist. If there's anyone out there that's gonna tell me that I'm an idiot, that's the guy that's gonna call me out on it. Don't want to hit this one on the nose. Less than ideal. It's going to give them the exact same shot coming down here. So get another crack at wrapping one behind, putting the pressure on.
Will McDonald either have to make the run or draw around depending on where it stops.
Just doing a little bit of a look around in some of the other sheets. It looks like Team Stolten's laying 2 on top of the 4-foot.
Looks like Workin is sitting 1, but there is 7 rocks in front of the house.
So they definitely didn't slow start that game. I just saw Mike throwing, so there's skip rocks over there.
So pretty.
Prohaska with the draw. Hitting this one a little bit more out of hand right away. Maybe some lessons learned. Line's looking pretty good. He probably start curling it around.
It's a really nice shot.
Yeah, great finish.
Top button.
It's gonna put McDonald in a bit of a spot in her last. Looks like she's electing for the run back though. And that's essentially personal preference. I don't know if she threw the LSD to start the game. It's definitely, full button open for him. But
I don't mind this shot. There's a couple different ways you can make it. You stick it, you get your single, or if you make it perfect, you get the blank. So
right, and at the end of the world, to steal 1 in the first is
it's totally fine.
Yeah, really not that bad.
Announcing our game? Oh, I was just come say hi. Jorgensen.
How's it going?
Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Good.
Thanks for volunteering.
What happened to your sheet?
So that when they were shaving, he thinks it's because the ice was a little bit softer. He thinks when the blade caught the hard, compacted slide path, just dug in a little bit and took a big chunk out. So they wanted to repair because it's right in front of the right hand slide, the right hand.
So you can like feel it when you come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you fill it with water and let it freeze and shave it and fill it with water. So,
Okay.
so yeah, we'll just finish this and then he said it's good, and he said Wiza said that he couldn't feel it when he slid. So
Okay. Perfect.
yeah, so no worries.
Cool.
So it's good. We'll be the feature sheet.
Right.
Cool.
Good game.
Well, thanks again for doing it.
Of course.
I'm not sure how much of that was picked up on the mics or not. Team Jorgensen came over. He was basically telling us what happened with the ice, which, I mean, I didn't catch all of it.
Yeah, he said that the scraper dug in somehow. I'm not really sure how, but it created kind of a divot right in front of the hack on the slide path. So there was a bit of a divot that ice maker Sean Olsen had to fill, and then they filled that divot and then essentially resurfaced the pebble. So that's why we're getting a late start to this game.
Gotcha. Just panned over just in time to see a hit for 3 on sheet C. And it looks like Siggins forced work into a 1. In over on sheet D. So while practice finishes up on sheet B, we'll just keep our focus here with the game on sheet A. Looks like we're going to have pretty close to the same calls as the first end, where
Center guard, corner guard.
Center guard, corner guard. Let's see if they actually use them this time. Throughout the season, we've kind of had a bit of a saying on our team that if we're going to throw them, we should use them. Otherwise, it's really just kind of a wasted rock. And every team's got the way they like to start things out. But speaking personally, we did a lot of. If they threw the center guard, we came around more times than not. Definitely situational, but
A little light on the come around, but
yep.
the steel is on.
Steel is definitely on. Let's see what they decide to do here. Kind of options would be go around the corner or go around the center, but
Yeah.
looks
Kind
like
of 6.5 of 1.
yep.
I think I'd be using my corner though. They'll probably go around the center, and then you can freeze on that center.
Right.
This looks a little hot though.
Yeah, it's hanging.
Uh-oh.
I think we're gonna get to see some implementation of
No
the
tick
no
roll.
tick roll. Some real high level of excitement right there. With that, they'll definitely be coming around the center here. Really put some pressure on McDonald. Team McDonald's definitely been the surprise team this weekend so far. They went out and had themselves a heck of a, was it Friday? Or Thursday, rather.
Thursday, when they beat the 2 top seeds in the pool.
Yeah, beating Workin and Falco. Both in tight ones, but couldn't quite get around.
It's the one and only time you get to mention that loss.
The loss that shall not be spoken, my bad. Come around draw here, just a little bit deep, but it does sit for shot rotten. Probably half the stone is exposed at this point in time.
I think the way the rocks are set up, you can get a little aggressive now with hammer.
Agreed. I think you'll see him chase this. Kind of like a board waiter. It's hanging a little bit on him.
Trying to hit that one in the back, it looks like.
Yep. Might catch half, but it's just enough to stick around, and those little biters start adding up. Especially if Braska wants to keep working the center. Kind of makes that strategy all in. You're either going to get your steal or you're going to end up giving up a bundle.
Right, they got a decision to make. You can, try and clean it up a little bit, or try and apply some pressure and come around that center.
Yep. Looks like they're talking it over right now and electing to play the hit, so. Like control weight at it and holding the line real hard here. It's curling like crazy off that center. And he wrecks on the guard. So
now an opportunity for McDonald to sit 3 with hammer.
Right, and I assume this would be their opportunity to come around now and try and sit top of house. Top 8. Wouldn't want to be much deeper. Kind of gives Prohaska an out. Prohaska, Jesus. Yeah, I'll get it. Can't wait to see whose name I mess up in the next draw. Clearly, it was all set up for Wiza and Jorgensen, and I've been completely thrown off here.
Top 8, just sort of half tucked around that center guard, that center yellow is pretty ideal right now.
Right. Yeah, you really don't even want it buried, but this looks pretty hot. Might come all the way down. Yeah, just dead through. Bit of a missed opportunity there for McDonald. Now electing the... I do like this shot. This is a little bit of best of both worlds. You start cleaning some stuff up, and if you make it really good with the roll, you can also apply some pressure.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to make this. You can get the roll, or you can get the slash double too.
Well, on and off action, usually indicator of a good shot, but a little hit and roll. A bad shot makes McDonald have to deal with it.
There's always a jam possibility too.
Yep. Make a hair uncomfortable to look at. It looks like McDonald will elect to play the intern. A little bit of surprise for me. This line tends to take off, and I think this opens up that jam.
Oh, just got
man.
it by.
So almost happened there. Talked it into existence. So a real good chance here for Prohaska to get themselves out of the end. Mitigate the damage here.
Notice it's pretty important though, because any rollout and you just give McDonald the opportunity to come around those center cards again and just reapply the pressure.
Yeah, you could afford a hair bit of a roll in if you want, but definitely want to be touching the rings. I think as long as it's touching the rings anywhere, I wouldn't imagine that McDonald will just leave it alone. Looks like a good control, maybe a little up from there.
They're really going on it.
Looks pretty close, but unfortunately rolls out. It's kind of exactly what we were talking about there, just that the one thing you really didn't want to do on the shot, minus flashing it, I guess, but it's kind of those opportunities you need to capitalize on in games like this. Be the difference between a force or giving up a deuce.
Team McDonald looking for the skips deuce. We were really good at that this year.
Yeah, that wasn't for a lack of front end play. Just really like to make Elliott feel good and do all the hard lifting. Sweepers are walking next to this one like it's a little heavy.
Just getting caught in that spot.
Yep.
So now an opportunity for Prohaska to turn around and try and get another steal.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a battle of the who wants it less right now. I mean, really, if one of these shots is made, you can really apply some pressure. Prohaska did almost this exact same thing in the last end. He managed to sink his last perfectly. Put McDonald in a tough spot, so maybe he's just all about that last rock.
Sheet D. Looks like Siggins might have a chance for 3.
Be a pretty big end right there.
There's still a couple rocks left.
Weight line on this looks really good.
Really, really good.
Might even actually overcurl a bit.
Yeah, I almost need to keep going on that.
Yeah, jeez. Pops out the other side. I wouldn't imagine they see all of it, but I would assume they've got enough of a chunk that you can hit and roll away here.
Just pick it out and get your blank.
Exactly. Definitely an easier shot than she faced on her last end. Like control weight on it pretty much right away.
They're really good.
They're coming off of it, which makes you think she's all over the guard.
Another steal by Prohaska.
Yeah, the skip steal, if you will. Try Try and give a quick pan around the room here.
Yeah, Siggins is sitting 3, but he's back. I think his first just came back 8 there in the far screen.
So it definitely gives Working a chance to go sit in top 4 with backing.
Just to wrap one around. Stolt is
trying the double there. Came up just a hair off, so it does leave Jed an opportunity to.
It's a tough deuce, though. You got to get low on it.
Yeah, exactly. So something low weight, almost like back line.
Just chip that yellow out sideways, so you don't jam when you're on red. Looks like a pretty nice draw from Evan on sheet D.
Kind of tough to say if it's buried or not. I don't think it is, by the way.
I think they're just going to play the straight pick.
Yeah.
Mike can get that out. They'll get 3 right back.
Yep. And for anyone that hasn't really played in a competitive tournament before and hasn't been used to doing practice before games, you ever wondered how long it takes? It takes about 2 ends worth. So both shots coming here at once. Looks like
nice shot by Mike.
Mike makes his pick out and gets his 3, and Jed just comes up a little heavy, ends up wrecking on that back. He does get 1, but
they're down 3-1 without. Sheet C.
Sheet D will be up 3-1.
Yeah, Siggins is up 3-1 after 2.
Swing back over to McDonald. Switch our cameras.
Looks like our feature sheet is almost ready. Just finishing their LSD shots.
Just a draw from Prohaska here. Prohaska? Jesus. Can't, once it's in the head, you know? Draw looks pretty good if it could curl up and touch a piece of that red. We got the little bit of a mixed doubles end building here. Thanks, Courtney, for the heads up. I guess Mark Mooney is the skip and Prohaska is the vice.
We're just going by the nameplates.
Yep. So, dealing with some limited information. Did a lot of prep for the game on sheet B. Trying to draw in there. Didn't quite get behind, leaving it pretty open. Yellow's sitting shot, but in a pretty vulnerable position. So definitely wouldn't want to leave this like it is. It's as though he's electing to swing around the other side, sit 1-2. I think those claps you hear in the room is for a dead pin on the LSD in our future sheet.
I think that's from Team Jorgensen.
Believe so, yes.
So their chances for hammer have greatly improved.
Yep, didn't see the other one, but you gotta like their odds. sheet we're watching here, that's shot just goes a little heavy and wide. So we'll look to see a bit of a tap up here. Again, here we come around. Not really licking anything on this. Looks like a hair heavy. Just gonna go right by everything. And we'll
Chance for Team Prohaska to get back into the end.
Yep. Could really put some
Apply,
pressure
yeah,
on.
really apply some pressure.
Sweep almost one, most of the way. Looks a little light to me.
Yeah, they're really gonna go on this. Looks like it's gonna come up a little bit light.
Yep. Could be a usable rock later on. Some sort of angle raise, but
Now McDonald can play that sort of down weight, nose tap, and potentially sit 3.
yeah, I mean, honestly, the weight of the last rock was really good. But just hung on him for a bit. Could be easily sitting 3 after this one. Looks like they might be losing line here a little bit. Looks really good, actually.
Nice shot.
Great shot there.
Sit 3.
Sit 3, yeah. I would expect to see some sort of hit on that top red here. Our original feature sheet is just starting up here. We'll stick with this one till the end's over, and then switch back over, which should put us somewhere around Vice Rocks if I had to guess. And then we'll focus on that game moving forward. Throwing about a control weight hit. Looks like it's hanging a hair wide here, but might catch all 3 of them. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll work.
That's greatly improved your situation. Donald's still sitting 1, but definitely things looking a bit better. We'll say a sigh of relief there for Prohaska.
Or Mooney, depending on who you
Yeah,
ask.
depending on which way you want to go. Yep. I mean, they're both on the same team, so one would assume that both are sighing a bit of relief, right? I think what we have going on here is trying to determine if this rock is out of play on the side.
For those wondering about our feature game, it seems to be a pretty open end so far. There's a center guard up, but just playing it relatively clean. still trying to figure out if that rock is in?
Yeah, this is
Oh wow, they got the
they got the square out there and
the
everything.
square, everything.
Yeah. This is
What do you think the chances are that rock would ever come into play?
I think they're pretty low. It would have been only helping if you were trying to do a pretty crazy double off of something that's in like the back 8, back 12. So it's not like outside of the realm of possibilities, but I think both teams would like to think that they wouldn't have had to use it. Because that means something went really wrong. Well, Rock Gate 2023 is over, and it looks like they've removed it.
Determined it was in fact out.
Yes. It's a big moment for Ben Allen, the local official here. Looks like they're just trying to carry in here. Going to be a bit heavy. They're going to carry it to the back.
Take it all the way back, see if they can freeze it on that yellow, make it harder to get out.
Yep. It does leave a double on the open side if yellow wants it, or you could honestly just come down and freeze to it and take them out that way too.
2-3. 2-3.
Another update for our feature sheet. It is a completely open end, no rocks in play.
So for any of you worried about missing something there, where everything's okay. It looks like it's running a little hot. Right now it's all over their own yellow. Catch just a piece. Well, not a horrible result.
It's like reds maybe sitting one, kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think either way, we won't have to worry about it too much longer. The double's certainly there right now, and that would leave McDonald sitting 3. Seems a bit wide out of hand. Now they're going to jam. A bit of a miss there. They're sitting second shot. I think you'll see Mooney come down and I would think hit the red, play it safe here. You've stolen the last 2.
Yeah, you make that little hit and flop and you're sitting pretty good. I mean, granted it'll be behind the tee line, but you still got a really good opportunity with those staggered guards to steal.
Yeah, steal or I mean a force here is pretty good as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Having 2 straight steals. No reason to get greedy now.
Still an open end on sheet B. There's ripping guards right now, so trying to keep it clean and blank and go to the second.
Maybe they feel obligated to try and catch up to the other sheets. Sweeping this one early, try and hold the line.
It's pretty good.
Pretty
Almost
good.
overcooked it a hair.
Yeah.
One more. Same thing.
Looks like McDonald will have her attempt at her hit and roll in. Try and sit edge of 4 foot.
Yeah, 3's still not out of the question, but she's going to have to make a really good one here and then hope for a miss.
Yep. You make a good one here, it does put the pressure on. So, last Mark to make a good good draw on his last. Which he has been coming up clutch on, so. This looks pretty wide.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that one just kind of got away from her a little bit. Yeah, they're talking about a guard here. I really don't like that call. I mean, you can't.
Top 4.
Yeah, you have to come in. Clearly, she can see most of the rock on the right-hand side if she's playing a hit and roll in. So I don't know what a guard really gets you here. Might as well just come right to the button. You could
play that out turn draw right to the top of the button, and
yeah, and I really gives her a small scoring zone. I'm a little surprised at that call. It seemed very quick to come to that conclusion as well, unless they were talking about the possible miss. Sweeper's just watching it right now.
It's like they're calling that it's a little bit heavy, which I don't think is terrible.
But they are gonna carry that as far as you can.
Set 3 would be pretty good. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Gives the same shot though for
exactly.
Andy McDonald.
Yeah, just for one. As mentioned, the aforementioned force is pretty good here.
Sheet C, it looks like it might have been a steal for Brundage. Kind of hard to tell.
Well, it looks like they might have a measure. I'm looking at it now.
It's pretty close. That ice on our feature sheet right now, it's like maybe board.
Yeah.
Even hack. It should cut off that wall though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if I really like the lower weight hit, I would do board max. Really. Yeah. You don't want to roll anywhere.
Back line.
Looks like this one's a little out as well.
Really gotta cut this. A lot of weight.
A bit heavy, but
there you go.
Right on the nose.
Good shot. Get your single and regroup.
Yep. I think we'll switch back over to our feature here real quick.
I think Wiza has I don't know if this is first or no, this is last rock, so he's just throwing it through for the blank. I love these kind of blank attempts.
You can't mess it up. Blank.
He's throwing a turn that he might get later, so
yep.
Try and learn from every shot.
Yeah, no need to just waste the throw. Look at a line. Give a quick look at the scoreboards on the other sheets here.
Not sure who scored on C. Oh, looks like a steal for Brundage.
Still for Brundage. In a must-win game there for them.
And I think it was a steal for Siggins because it's like Bree threw first there.
Yep. Yeah, just haven't gotten around to putting the score up yet. So
here we go. Steal a 1.
Steal a 1. So both 2-2 teams understanding the pressure that's on them here.
These are big games.
Yep. So to our real feature here. Finally back to where we were supposed to begin.
48 minutes later.
Yep. With nothing missed. We see a center guard to go up first. From Stephanie Whitmore. And we have Nicole Bookhout.
Bookhout.
Yep. Audible gas that I messed up someone's name. Looking to throw. Who would have thought the corner guard?
Center guard, corner guard.
Yep. It's almost like these teams got together and were like, this is what we're going to do. Don't let everyone deviate from the plan. This one just drifting in here. You'll see him play the hit.
Team Jorgensen's, not going to take too many chances this early on. May as well keep it clean.
Yep.
Get a feel for the ice. No sense in going crazy just yet. Plus, if you can get a nice roll like that.
Yeah, bring that a little bit closer to the center.
Yep. Maybe you get a roll, and then you can use your center guard.
Exactly. Try and work that stone backwards. Using hit and rolls to get you there. Keep drawing that play to the middle. Throw here from Nicole. It's right on. Good hit and roll back to the corner.
That's a nice shot. Keeps the play away from the center. Forces Team Jorgensen to have to execute.
Yep, and we'll see Alec Rich throw this one here. Try and hit and get a big roll back to middle. Looks like it's hanging a bit wide at the moment. Low rotation though, so it should curl around pretty well for him.
Here it comes. So you're going to get a pretty decent
Yeah, it's
roll.
going to be really good.
Oh, wow.
Great roll.
Look at that. Dead berry.
Absolute pistol there from Alex.
Now it forces Team Wiza to blow it open and try and clean it up a hair.
Yep. We have Paul Ryan here. He's going to be the one that attempts that. Looks like this is a straight peel.
It's okay. It'll work.
Well, it might actually...
If you could get the roll in, it'd be perfect.
Nope. Just kept going out. Wrong rotation.
So I assume we'll see Team Jorgensen try and put up the center and guard their yellow.
Yeah, it's in a good enough spot that it's worth it. Maybe if you see it more over towards the 8 foot, you see a split in the house situation, but... Just hang a little bit on Paul. Really sweeping it for curl, try and get it over as much as it can.
See the Melissa Turbo trying to carve it over.
Who's by far has the best last name in the entire field.
You can't mess that one up.
You really can't. That would be embarrassing. I believe it's pronounced Turbao. Skip indicating that this one was released a little wide.
You're going to have to carve this over. Here it comes, though.
Yep.
Light handle, it'll really move on this ice.
Exactly.
Especially that down rate.
Yeah, if you don't overthrow the rock, you could really do a lot with it as a sweeper.
Looks like we'll exchange hits now. See if somebody can get behind that center.
Yep.
Third Melissa Turbo.
This one just looks a hair up. Should make contact, but I think it's going to be rolling away. But we'll stay in play. Maybe not.
Looks like Wiza's going to just try and abandon the end and get your blank.
Yep.
No sense trying to force the issue and come around the center, because if you're ever deep, you know, create a steal opportunity for Team Jorgensen.
I was talking to Dan before the game. He actually said that his overall goal was to get 7 straight blanks.
And then draw the 4-foot on his last.
And draw the 4-foot on the last, yeah. Told him it was a bold strategy. He said it was going to be a piece of cake, so we'll see. Melissa will just try and draw to the center here.
Melissa is no stranger to national type events. I know we just saw her at clubs a few weeks ago, playing with Dan Swissholm. And
I believe they made the finals, right?
yeah.
Yep.
And she won it in 2020 in Potomac as well. So she's no stranger to big games.
Yep. Actually got the privilege to play against her at the Mile High. Not this year, but the previous year. With the Ann Swisshelm team. A great group of people. Just going to remove the guard here. Again, going for that 7 straight blanks.
This is Stephanie Erstad.
It's hanging a little bit on her. Oh, just misses. That's going to make the blank strategy just a hair harder. Team Jorgensen is 1-3 so far in this event. They don't have anything left to play for with the 3 losses. There's no way for them to make the weekend. So
That's not true. Spoiler.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So their true goal here is spoiler. A loss from Wiza and a win from
Wiza,
sorry, please. It wouldn't be a broadcast if I wasn't messing up everyone's name. I'm just gonna start saying Team 1 and Team 2, maybe save face a little bit. But Team Brundage, if they pull off the win and Wiza loses, we'll have a tiebreaker tomorrow at noon to see who's the second team into that pool, with Team Stolp already sewing up the first place. And pool 1 just in absolute disarray.
Oh yeah, maximum chaos.
You know, nobody did anything they were supposed to do. Throwing a huge wrinkle into the peer review or peer seating.
Yeah.
Greg just comes a little bit long on his. He's gonna sit in the back 12 foot. We're going to see Dan try and draw the 4-foot into cover and try and get his skips deuce here.
It's really starting to cut though.
Yeah, absolutely flying across. Get it by.
Might stick out the other side.
I do think they'll see a piece of it for sure.
Maybe about half. I don't know.
Yeah, half a rock.
You play the pick, and I mean, you still got a pretty good chance at a force.
Yeah, it looks like they want to play aggressive and come around the middle.
Try and come top button.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. He did just throw this draw, so he's probably quite comfortable with it. And at the end of the day, it is kind of a preference thing. just feel with that rock sitting in the back 12, it's not great steel rock, but it's something that Dan would have to deal with, either by picking out with something low weight or drawing for a single, which would be a pretty good result from Greg. So
It's a little hot right now.
yeah, you definitely don't want to see a bunch of people saying never.
Oh, maybe not.
Diving across now.
Not terrible. Actually pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of finish on that stone, and it's got some jam potential, honestly.
Yeah. Dan's going to have to play a sort of backline hack. He should be able to see about 3/4 of it, though, so with his intern, it should be there.
Yeah, I would agree. Just needs to move it to touch the 12-foot to get his deuce. Trying to get a feel. I feel like if it wrecks on the yellow, it might
Still be shot. Yeah, I think so. This is very much a weight shot.
Make these go away tomorrow, and then we just have some fun with it. I just think
This looks very tight. And it's gonna wreck on the guard.
So the aggressive play played off.
I was gonna say the gamble paid off for Greg. So take a quick look around here.
Siggins is really forcing, working to make some shots on sheet D. And Stolt is once again chasing against Brundage. So despite the 3 spot in 1 for Peter Stolt, looks like Brundage is trying to claw his way back. Look at that camera work.
Oh, right until the end. Oh, man.
Oh,
I'm glad I caught that.
The run double.
Man, talk about dumb luck on that one.
Blind squirrel.
Yeah, it's a heck of a shot from Team Stolt there.
And sheet D looks like Siggins is trying to pick out that yellow, but they are 1, 2, and 4.
And does it easily.
1, 2, and 3. So Evans forced to drop full 8 for a single. Forced. Which will put Siggins up 4-2 at the break with hammer.
Up 2 at the break. Who's got 1? Drew's got 1. Wow. Drew against 3. Hit the pin.
It's a good look. Oh, for the banquet.
Really good for the banquet. I'm actually not sure what my dealer was dressed up for. It's their leadership.
Jed's still trying to figure out what he wants to do here. Yeah, a couple different options. I don't think he can hit and roll underneath the yellow corner.
It's a heck of a shot that really put him in some trouble. So
It did. Without having hammer here, I mean,
yeah, he's pretty vulnerable.
difficult spot not to give up at least 2.
Pearl! Pearl! Whoa. And it's got to curl a lot.
I believe Evan made a shot.
Think so. I think Evan gets his force on D.
Gets forced.
Gets forced. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. He did.
And that's
Tight's okay.
4-2 over there.
Yeah, 4-2 Siggins with hammer.
After 4.
After 4 at the
Going
break.
to the break. I think all things said and done, looks like Jet's going to try to draw down here.
Corner freeze on that yellow.
This is a risky move. This is definitely a way that could easily end up in giving up a 4 spot, but
I mean, I think he's kind of looking at the scoreboard.
yeah.
Down without.
straight looks really good.
Yeah.
If they can get it there. I mean,
That's
that is
pretty
a
darn good.
pretty good shot there from Jed. A possible game saver.
It's like Peter can either try and pick it. He'll probably end up losing his shot rock and his shooter, but he'll get the deuce. Or you can try to draw into the side of the pin and get 2. You can also play the out-turn tap.
Yeah, I would be more inclined to do the draw and go for 2.
I think so, yeah.
I mean,
because you ever knows that and you give up a steal. You never want to give up a steal. You're guaranteed 1.
Exactly. The steal is just, I know it's tempting because you're sitting there looking at a 2, which almost puts the game away for you at this point. But I mean, the 2 the other way is a lot easier.
Yeah, I think I'm either playing the draw or the tap. I don't know if the draw's there. It's hard to tell with the angle, but I think the tap. I mean, you just back 4 weight, just high side nose and touch the edge of the button.
Let's see if we can tell with the way he's got a broom here. Edge of 12. I feel like
that be just a draw.
The draw, yeah. Shots away here. Playing the tap.
Looks pretty close. Nice shot.
Just a great shot there.
Perfect. Gets
the
his
2.
deuce.
Keeps him in control of the game.
Up 5-2 at the break.
Yep. Right till it dies. Keep moving it to the middle. Keep moving it to the middle.
Looks like on sheet A in the 4th.
Prohaska got their single, so
it was
it's
forced. So
3-1 after 4 over McDonald.
Back on our feature here. Got a couple rocks in play this set. I think after Wiza realized that his 7 blank ends weren't going to happen, he felt like he was ready to go all in.
All in.
So I believe it was Mike Tyson says that everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. So not that a steal 1 is much of a punch, like a body jab maybe.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Jorgensen's sitting pretty nice right now. Looks pretty good though.
This does look good if it comes across.
Look at that. Threads the needle.
It's gonna jam.
Still pretty good shot.
But yeah, they sit shot rack, top of the 4-foot. It is open, but in a kind of an uncomfortable place for it. Kind of have to come inside out with a little bit of weight.
Jorgensen's gotta figure out if he's how aggressive he wants to get now. I think regardless you have to hit this.
Agreed. I think it'd be pretty foolish to leave it go.
Yep, straight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Curl.
This one's hanging on that center line right now. Once it goes, it does jump. Just off.
Now Wiza's got a chance to really generate his deuce. I don't mind the little chip on your own, try and roll both buried.
Yeah, it's not the bad call. You kind of hate that red being there.
Yeah.
It's making life a little bit difficult for you.
I mean, you could also play the come around draw, but the problem is you won't be 2.
Right. Or he might make a play at the yellow right now and just get rid of it to set 3, but
that's a pretty tight port to the center.
Yeah.
Still kind of like that back 4 chip and roll over. Problem is you gotta If you don't make it right, you load the double.
Seems like he's okay loading it from what we've just heard. So
This is definitely the tough way to play it, the intern.
right. Only playing back line at it though. So in theory, you wouldn't be removing any of your rocks if you make a miss, but this is really hanging.
Really got to curl. Well, now it's open.
Yeah.
Gives Jorgensen the opportunity to make a nice little hit and flop and put some pressure on.
Yeah, and they can afford to even roll over any one of those reds on the right there, so they can roll big if they want. Your ideal shot is just to get under that one covering the 4-foot though.
Yep. Anything low is pretty good.
Close. Whoa.
Just hanging on
Not
her
gonna
right
be
here.
low.
No. You might actually want to go to make sure it gets over the top. Don't want to do the jam. Yeah. I was worried about there. It's always tough in those situations. You kind of hope for the best out of hand, but if you see it hanging wide, you kind of have to make that hard snap decision to play that one to make sure you get over the top on it. But that really takes the full team. Good weight calls out of hand from the sweepers.
Communicate how that rock has been thrown.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's certainly easier said than done.
Stephanie Erstad now has a chance to really apply the pressure.
Put this top 4, and they're in a real good spot.
Line looks perfect.
Well, they just
Oh,
lost
they
it there
lost
at the
it.
end, man.
Weight was really good too.
Yeah, it is tough to hear. The mics are right over the skips. As we're all love to hear what the skips are saying, but you never really hear any sweeping calls from anyone on the sheet right now. And I don't know if they're not making those calls or if we're just not hearing those calls.
We generally put the mics on the most important people. So
Yeah. Everyone knows that front of house is basically worthless. They do nothing to help a game out. Honestly, if the lead and second just threw all their rocks through, it'd be better off. They actually almost make things worse. It's a little known fact. I'm going to remember that the next time you need me to sweep one end to end.
I think this is an audible.
Oh, gosh. Absolute disaster there. Thanks, Matt. You do not hear anything between the hog lines, except for Evan working, which you can actually hear in the warm room on those mics.
In the parking lot.
Yep. Sometimes at the grocery store down the street. Yep. It does make me feel a little bit better. My Mile High Broom Slam was definitely between the hogs, and you could hear that. Nothing looks better than a guy dressed up in a stupid costume doing a broom slam.
And Wiza now with an opportunity to really apply some pressure and crack a huge end here in the third.
Just looking to get this one top 4. I don't even think it needs to be fully buried. Just want to tuck just a piece of it, really. Just to not allow for the hit and roll under.
And it's going to be decision time for Greg Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Maybe play that out turn freeze to the back and try and just reduce the scoring circle.
And that's kind of my play. I think I just take that draw path around the outside. You have a lot of options back there. If you're a little wide, you can tick off the other one and come in the middle. You really just need to outcount what I think is a biter on the outside, the one in the 12, and the biter on the top. Otherwise, you could be looking at giving up 5 or 6 here.
Really going on that.
This one's tight. Absolutely diving over on him. It almost looked like a pick there. Yeah, I don't think that was
Oh, wow.
normal.
I still think you're playing that out turn draw.
I think so too. I don't think the hit gives you a ton here. But if you're not comfortable with the draw, I don't see, especially with the weight that he's calling, which looks like a control or normal, how you're going to do that and roll to be shot rock.
Yeah, I don't think you are. I think you're playing the hit and roll to just only give up 2.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, hit and rolls are a lot harder than drawing to a spot.
Is he playing the triple?
He might be. I mean, well, he might have just thrown it. I think they should be sweeping this.
No, they're not.
No, it's just dead nose.
Well, nose hit for
4. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that if you're going to go for that type of shot, you want to play that hit and roll because you're not comfortable with that draw weight, then I think you're throwing that board weight. Keep the sweepers into the play. Really try and control that roll.
Pretty tight ice on this. I think I wouldn't be throwing anything more than board or control. Anything low.
Agreed.
Anything low, you gotta roll in. I think they're still in though with nose.
I think dead nose gets them there. Certainly want to. Maybe they're just a little tight because they can error in. They got the full rings to roll.
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Don't want to be so in that you jam off your one on the outside and roll that sucker in a little bit, but this definitely doesn't look like. Whoa! I jumped on him here. Wow, really jumped on him. But
Still gonna work though. Nice shot.
Yep.
4 spot for Team Wiza.
Yeah, almost lost it there, but. Yep, breaks the game wide open there. Oh, he only called it 3, so they must not have thought that one on the top was
Wow, I
touching.
totally thought that was in.
Yeah, camera angles on the house ones are always a little questionable from up here, but
Still a good in for Team Wiza. They're in control. See if they can get a force heading into the break.
take a quick look around here. Another pretty heavy house. Let's see if I can.
Looks like McDonald's got a chance for 2 by the looks of it. This is only her first though.
I realize that's why we have Zoom, Matt, but this is also the second time I've ever done this, and I'm barely hanging on by a thread as it is, so.
At least you didn't have to talk by yourself tonight.
True.
That was really awkward.
Yeah. Talking to me in general is pretty awkward. Having to listen to me talk to myself has got to be real up there. Team McDonald's sitting 2 here.
Pretty good opportunity to generate a couple. See if they can get all level after 5.
Well, make Matt happy by using the overheads instead of moving the camera around. Looks like we'll see a hit roll here. I mean, the double is actually definitely there if they want to go after it, but
It's hard though. You got to hit it a little thick though, to not jam on that.
Yeah.
On that back yellow. It is there.
But any kind of hit and roll, I think, off to the right would be good, just to outcount the red in the back 8-foot. On this the whole way. Pretty good.
Nice shot.
But
Oh,
just a
roll
little
over the
too
top.
much. Yeah, almost overswept it.
Draw for 2 for Andy McDonald to get all square.
Yep.
That is a huge game for that team.
Really is, yeah. They win and they're the #1 seed in that pool. If they lose, I mean, it is open season. We could have a 4-team tiebreaker come tomorrow.
Yeah. Which is secretly what we're hoping for.
I'm definitely
Absolute
hoping.
chaos.
Yes, the 4 team is all I'm rooting for. I don't.
I just came to stare at both of you guys to make sure to throw you off as much as possible.
It's working.
Thank you.
Don't acknowledge him.
Being distracted in the commentator's booth.
Yep. If anything ever goes wrong, it's very important to just remember that it's all Lance's fault. Interesting call here to come the inside out turn. But
Gotta dig. It's gotta dig.
and sweeps it just enough to force her to the 1. Bit of a missed opportunity there.
We only get the single, and they're down 1, playing 6 without hammer.
Sorry, everyone. Just taking a quick look at the other sheets.
Kind of hard to tell what's going on sheet D. Sheet C, it looks like Jed Brundage is hitting 1 top 4. He does have hammer, but he needs to generate a few here to try and claw back. Oh, and on sheet D, it looks like Mike Siggins is drawing against he's 1. Ugh.
Might be 2.
It might be 2. I think it's 2. Meanwhile, in sheet C, Peter Stoltz, I think he's just trying to pick that red out. Oh, the double rack.
It's contact, but I think they're still sitting 1, 2, 3.
Looks like we're going to have a measure on sheet D. That second point is really big.
Yeah, I mean,
Two
honestly,
would put it
difference
all
of the tie
tied,
game.
yeah.
The only real benefit there for Siggins is that that's at least, what's it called? Going into the 6th. Looks like Jed's going to try the in off here. Not 100% sure if this is his last or not.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I can't tell either. I think it's just a draw. I think he's just drawing. He's drawing to the side of the 4-foot.
gets around the guard.
Nice shot. Draw for one.
Yep. Draw for one.
Looks like they're measuring on sheet D in the Siggins working game. And it's 2 yellow, so that game is all tied.
Yeah.
4-4 after 5.
Yeah, Siggins jumped out to a huge lead, but just kind of bleeds it right back for him. Sheet C, that's going to be 3-5.
Yeah, 5-3 Stolt with Hammer playing 6. So they're in control in that one. Jed's going to have to figure out a way to generate some offense and try and get a steal.
Just jumping back to the feature sheet here. Nope, I got the wrong ways around. Sorry, guys. There we go. Looks like we got Greg sitting 2.
Yeah, Jorgensen sitting 2 with Hammer, so chance to see if he can get a deuce and tie this game up at the break.
Yep. It's definitely weird having everyone be like 2 ends ahead of
I know.
a game. Well, a little audible here. Didn't quite get out to the first one, so they're going after the one in the back. But it does roll out.
Now I think if you're Jorgensen, I think I take the opportunity to try and split the house.
I'm splitting the house, or I'm playing that split on the yellow, honestly, where that is. I definitely don't want to clog them up over on the same side. That leaves the opportunity for an easy double to get him out.
I'm not sure where he's going.
Yeah, I mean, Ice says it's tight enough to be playing that tap. I mean,
yeah, I think he's playing the tap. I don't mind the tap.
Yeah, if you can hold this, get the split. But I think it's going to be straight tap. Which is alright, but it does look like it leaves a double opportunity. If not, you can at least hit and roll to the top of the yellow. Or you can choose to go under. I
Yeah, there's a
suppose.
couple ways that Dan can make this shot. He can play the. There's actually 3 ways he can make the shot. He can hit and roll behind, but I don't think he'll be shot. Play the straight double, or he can play the hit and the roll to the corner frozen on the other yellow rock in the 8-foot.
Yeah, and if it's me, I'm definitely throwing that double opportunity. And you kind of just play it thinking that you're going to throw thick as your miss. So. Looks like they finally agreed to actually play the hit and roll on the outside one. This is kind of an odd move, in my opinion.
This is a tough shot.
Yeah, I mean, to get the roll, and even if you do get the roll,
then Jorgensen's going to be able to run his own.
Yeah, it's a short run back to the middle. It's interesting to me. I don't know if I'd call this one out. Unfortunately, Dan just comes inside there. This is second shot. They just didn't quite get out to that one. 2 flashes in a row. Leaves the opportunity for Greg to come right around here and really put the pressure on.
They should know this back now.
Yeah, they've thrown it a number of times in this game so far. I think even coming down in the second, they threw this path 3 or 4 times. So I don't know if they just have a large preference of that intern, which every now and then you do get skips that just have a preference.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Some people live and die by that intern, you know?
I mean, when you make it more times than not, I feel like it's a
It's got, how could you say it's the wrong decision? Yeah. This one unfortunately looks like it's coming up a hair short. It's gonna give Dan and company a.
I think you got to rip that double now.
Yeah, I would be taking the double all day, but you know he seems hell bent on going after this one. This to me is a very all or nothing shot.
I mean, he did just throw this, so he should know the path.
Yep.
It is a really tough shot, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to get that roll. There's also a tendency, like, you'll see a lot of times where players will give a little bit more ice because they just were inside, and then they'll also give it a little bit more weight, and it'll hold that much straighter. And you wonder with him missing the way that he did, if it was a little turned in and got going, but and there's that little bit of that overcorrection, so it's going to be
hit for 2. Not the end of the world for Wiza. It was shaping up to be a lot worse there a minute ago. But
yeah, and it looks like he's going to take he has the opportunity of the draw or the hit, so he is sitting one already. And it looks like he'll take the same draw.
Yep, I think it's a smart call. He just threw this draw. He knows the.
Nope, they have no idea. Looks like mass chaos out there. I'm not even sure if this is the hit or if it is the draw. I think it might be the draw.
I feel like I threw the same turn, but
I would too. If I just threw it, I'd want to. Oh, they're playing the hit. That seems the harder of all of the options, but again, it's whatever you're comfortable with.
Nose hit, get your deuce.
Sounds like he's inside right out of hand. They are on it right away.
This is, I think it's
gonna make contact. I don't think he's gonna stick around though.
Bummer.
Yep. I think that's why I like that draw. You just threw it. I know it's always easy to say these things from an armchair, but I could honestly say that if I were out there,
you'd be screaming at me.
I would be absolutely yelling at you if you sat there and put your broom down by that rock to hit. So I don't know if that's a front end thing and being kind of taken out of the shot a little bit, but I have a lot more faith in the ability for a whole team shot to make than throwing a high weight shot.
I agree, and just because you just threw it, I mean, he was not that far off. He was just a hair tight.
Yep.
You just gotta take a shade more ice and a little bit more positive, and full 8, and he would have been fine. But oh well, he got his single, and they're down 1 at the break, and I gotta try and see if they can either force or try and generate a steal.
Take a look. The house on sheet A is completely blank. Now we're looking at sheet C. Tough to say who shot here. Like they drew down, and
the game on sheet D is completely flipped. Seguins is now chasing. Looks like Workin's got 2 dead frozen, back 4, back button.
Yeah.
What's going on in A?
Blank on A right now.
Blank on A?
And looks like it'll stay that way for the rest of the game.
Pretty
Great
good shot.
Great shot there. No, there was no more question on who shot. I do think it leaves a double though. Yeah, I would almost think you want to play. Well, maybe the double's a little too thin, and
I don't think you can see enough of it on the inter.
on the in. So it looks like a little bit down weight.
Is he playing just like that little chip?
Yeah, and try and get right over to the button, then
Like back 8, back 12, try and get a little rub off that red, or
Yeah.
off the yellow, I mean.
yeah, and if you could ever get to like touch that yellow that's on the button.
We know if anybody can get a rock to curl, it'll be Jed.
Yep,
Classic Wisconsin.
very much so. Yeah. I am always in awe watching Jed throw a rock, and being able to understand how he's ever been online. It's
Right.
quite something else with the leg swing that he's got. So
So, I think that was his last, right? Oh no, it's like Peter's first.
Peter's first.
So I think he's got a decision to make. You either try and blast this.
I think he has to.
Yeah.
You can't leave the rock that Jed just threw because it's
He'll just chip it over.
chip it over, and then I don't know what you got after that. And it does, I think, give the angle that if you were to nail the top, that I think
It
that
may
middle
jam on
yellow
your
goes
own.
over the top, but maybe it jams. It's close.
I think it's thick enough that it'll go over the top of that yellow. I think you're right. But you're never losing that top red.
No, that is always there. The only way you ever lose that is you hit it so thin, and in which case you're not doing what you need to do. Wrong one. Trying to give you a view that shows what's going on D. It looks like the Siggins have cleared the guard. And Workin's throwing. I would assume he's putting it back up.
Yeah, a little bit better now that the rock's not dead frozen.
Right. Looks like a pretty good shot there from Evan.
Siggins gonna have to play the out turn. Out turn draw
Yep.
with backing. Back 4.
Yep.
Just try and tap it back.
Just important not to overthrow those. And
Stop it. Tight's okay.
It's like Peter Stoltz is decided to play the up weight nose.
yep, this is perfect because it'll answer the question: does it go over the top?
How much drag are we gonna see? Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. I mean, he got him out of the 4 foot,
Yep.
but he's gonna be looking at 4.
Yep. Yeah, so I would imagine you see Jed kind of come somewhere top 8. Yep.
Top 8. Top 8. Force the pressure draw.
Yeah, you could go off center one way or the other if he wants to try and force him to do one turn versus the other. But I mean, dead center, probably just as good as any. So.
Siggins has to get by here. Looks pretty close.
He's definitely by.
Oh, he's light. Oh no, he got it.
Yeah, I think he's got it. This is great sweep there. Great throw by
Great
Mike
sweeping
and,
by our pal Sean Franey.
Yep. Never met a more positive person on the ice than Sean Franey. He is
The opposite of you.
he is the exact opposite of me. If you want doom and gloom, some rain clouds, and
The sky is always falling.
yep, a little bit of that Eeyore presence, I'm your guy. If you want rainbows and sunshine,
You get Sean Franey.
you get Sean Franey. But I've always said that you need rain clouds in order to have rainbows.
But
I've never said that.
great shot by Jed.
Yep. I'm gonna try and keep that a little bit further in.
Yeah.
But
It's a pretty finite sweep call, though.
yeah, you take that a little deep, and then it's just an easy hit. Kind of let him off, but
It's not a terribly tough draw at this point in the event for Peter Stolt. I mean, he's really just got to hit full 8-foot, but it's against 5, which makes
Yeah.
it a little bit more tenuous.
yeah, you always have that in the back of your mind. So.
Mine's good.
We just went to the mood lighting here in the
Mood
warm
lighting.
room. Yeah. It's a true happy hour situation right now.
The lights have been dimmed. It's
Snowing out.
snowing furiously.
Yep. Typical Denver. 70 degrees, right to snow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh man alive.
Oh, boy.
That is your worst case scenario right there.
That would be a 5-ball.
Steal of 5.
And we got a game.
That is a 3-point lead for Jed. I mean, that is an absolute swing of momentum there. Man. We'll jump back to the feature sheet here. Got a couple guards in play. And Greg setting himself back forward. It almost seems a pretty normal situation every time we swing back over.
Whoa. Wait only. Curl. Wait only, curl. Wait only.
It's like Greg's just trying to curl in here, sit top 4. This one looks pretty good if you can get over a hair more.
Yeah, it's a great shot. It's really got a chance to force a steal here and
Yep.
get all square.
It's kind of why I've been a little surprised with some of the calls we've seen from Greg at the end when it's his shots, because he seems to really like the draw game. He does call a lot of draws.
Nice shot there by a second.
That's Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, boy. We'll see Greg try and put the draw back up here, the guard. What's the turbo doing the honors? This one's hanging a bit now. Sweeping to try and curl over as much as they can.
It's got to really walk.
These rocks do have a tendency to really finish, and it did finish a good
Yeah,
bit.
edge on edge.
Yeah, this makes it something a little visually uncomfortable, but
Simon's putting in his beer order.
yeah, very important here. Fun facts. more I drink, the more lively this game will become.
Great shot there from Stefan Yerstad.
Well, yeah, just didn't quite get that last one out. I mean, I think a little more lively Roxon that's gone all day.
Yeah.
Those are kind of one of those ones that, you know, Chaska Stone or one of the
USCA rocks.
USCA rocks, that one's gone all day. Opportunity here for Greg to do the hit and roll. Dave Falco doing God's work here.
Trying to use the gods. Make this game go.
You need all the karma you can get.
Yeah. Dave's got 2 games on the on sheets right now that he needs to work out for him.
He's like a yo-yo going back and forth between sheet A and sheet D.
Yep. Never seen someone more interested. I mean, he's got a lot to look at. Sheet A is tied after 6, so.
Hey, we missed that. McDonald stole,
Yeah, which is weird because when we were watching it all the way until the end, there was 0 rocks in play. So it must have been just a flat-out missed,
yeah, it must have been.
missed hit.
Stephanie Erstad with the inside-out hit.
On the sweep early. This is really swinging.
It's always a challenge playing that turn.
Yeah, and it's been interesting how much I've seen skips this
Call the
week
inside
call
out,
it
yeah.
inside out this week. I mean,
Could be a comfortability thing, but it's always challenging, especially on Sean Olsen ice where it has a tendency to curl. I generally default to the outside in. I just feel like you can control it a little bit more, but
yeah,
everybody's got their personal preference.
I feel a lot easier to hold the line. I mean,
Yeah.
like, especially once you get past that center line, you'll really see it
Yeah.
just start moving, and you don't feel like you're really holding it any.
Yeah, you're just sweeping into oblivion.
Yes.
Hoping for the best.
Yeah, which is always a reassuring feeling. Greg happy just to hit this one away. Important to stick around. This is very similar to that first end. I believe it was the first end where we were saying that it was important for him to stick on the shot and don't allow the ability to.
For Dan to come around that center.
Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Dan plays the tick and tries to split that center.
Except Dan's red.
It's a valid point. It's a valid point. It would have been a bold move to play the tech. Yeah. This again might be showing why I am playing on one side of the house and Ellie's playing on the other. So.
Once again, here we go. Roll out.
Yep.
Dan with the ability to draw around.
Can get that skip deuce here.
Ooh.
Oh, he's electing to play the hit.
Okay.
Going back to his all blanks.
Yeah.
Which actually makes sense here. Being the 5th end, take it into the 6th with hammer is a really good place to be.
Yep.
You are up 1. He's definitely in control of the game. I think you kind of hold out for that as long as you can. And you get forced in 6 and you're not that upset. You're up 2 going down into the 7th. So
Kind of perusing around the sheet. Sheet C is completely flipped, and Jed is now controlling that game. Looks like he's sitting 3 and really applying some pressure on the Stolt rink.
looks like on the feature sheet, just dead nose.
Gives Jorgensen an out.
Yep, so you see him come around and see if he can make a clutch shot here.
Interesting that he's playing the out turn on this. I feel like he's been favoring the in.
Yeah, pretty much all games. So
He's trying to switch it up.
Maybe some skips don't have tendencies. Just want to switch it up. Or maybe threw this a couple times earlier in the end. You know. Maybe it's not so much turn, but like side of sheet.
Could be, yeah.
You know.
So it's a little hot.
It does. Light handle, so you will sometimes see these when they catch the curl really come off.
Really gotta grind.
Definitely trying, but it's gonna be through, and it gives the easy blank.
You ever play that split? It's a long split. It's
It
there
is.
though. It's about a quarter rock with hack.
I feel like just a little bit ago you were happy to take a blank into 6.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
Would you be? I really don't know if I'd be okay. Because the question you're asking yourself is, am I okay being
Getting
up
the single. Yeah.
You know, like yeah, the deuce is great. You get 2 here, that's fantastic. But if you overcurl and you only get 1 here,
I feel like if it was just out in front, I'd give it a shot.
yeah,
10 times out of 10. This is not an easy split.
no, it's
I like that he's trying it, but it's not an easy split.
yeah. From the entertainment perspective, real happy is giving this one a go. Someone in the chat did just ask how this game got 2 ends behind.
Ice issue.
Yeah, they are not super slow and only have like 2 minutes left on their clocks. There was an issue with the ice. The scraper dug in, so they had to
Resurface the entire
resurface, and
sheet.
so they started very late compared to everyone else.
I think you got to sweep this through. This is never going to make contact.
Yeah, and I think they're throwing that backline weight for that very reason.
Sweep it right through.
Yep. Yeah, which is a great call on their part.
Yeah, great audible.
Yep. No
Good.
harm done.
Yep, you got your blank.
Take a quick look around while we're waiting. Looking at sheet A,
Ooh, McDonald's in some trouble.
McDonald is in some trouble. I think this is her last rock.
Looking at 4.
Yep.
Gonna have to make a game saver here. I think I'm playing that freeze on the back. Looks like that's the ice that she's got called for this, but because you get to that freeze and you essentially force a single, but it has to be perfect. Cannot be light. Got all 3 on it. They really got to go on this. Really got to go on this.
Trying to drag as much as I can. Good
It's
to
like
get
make
it to
a
that part, the second shot.
Second shot, but it's going to be a hit for 5. It's kind of an interesting way to call that.
Yeah, I think you lose 2 of your rocks that way.
And it's thin.
Yeah, this is.
I think I'm just playing it.
And they,
Like, you just get close to nose as possible. You
might make contact with a back one, but I think you
doesn't matter.
just lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you can afford to be a little on the wide side. If you catch a piece of that yellow,
Yeah.
you're just going to redirect it out the back on the right side of the yellow. So
This is where we need a telestrator.
truly, yeah.
I'd be drawing arrows everywhere.
There would be multiple arrows right now. Vic would be proud.
Very. We'll have to count them up.
Calling it right out of hand.
Nose will be interesting on this if you. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Absolute disaster. Well,
Somewhere Dave Falco just crawled under the table.
yep. That was a true game over situation and probably handshakes, and then just super unfortunate. If there is any silver lining to it, is at least that Prohaska has Hammer coming home in 8. The poor guy. Well, do a quick check around for the other sheets real fast. Looking at sheet D and C.
Solid brew slam there from Evan working.
Yep. I think every time he's on the ice, he's definitely going to win most animated.
Siggins, I think, has a chance here to sit 3.
Yeah, tough to say.
Well, it's kind of hard to see with that angle, but
Yeah, I think it's partially buried. But it looks like they might just be talking about a drawdown right now. Team still wrecking here. So looks like just a 1 for them. Which makes that game 6-8. Coming home in the 8th.
8-6.
Sorry, 8-6. I guess you always talk about it from the leader's perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever commentated before?
Once. Was described by the New York Times as a disaster. On scale with the Hindenburg, I believe. The most monotone commentary known to mankind.
I think my mom said lots of dead air time last night.
There was definitely a lot of dead air, and that was on purpose. I actually thought dead air was better than discussion. So, Siggins coming in here with a draw. This one's hanging a bit right now. Their weight looks really good.
Is he just trying to corner on that?
He is. Not a bad spot.
Makes it a tough deuce. I don't know how you, I mean, you
come around wide of everything.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, you just have to touch the 4. Although I think this is just his first. So I think you're absolutely playing on that. You gotta be careful though not to jam.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to change the angles here. You want to move some rocks, but you really like to keep that shooter around. I'd like to thank the 100 people on the stream that are watching.
100?
100, yep.
Oh boy. I just got nervous.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot more than the normal 10, maybe 12 people that are listening, but I assume all of you either have family that you're watching on the sheet right now, friends or family, or you just really dedicated to curling. Or you went down a weird YouTube rabbit hole, and this is just where you ended up. And you just got caught by the algorithm.
It's like working called a timeout.
Don't know why all these QAnon videos keep coming. It's always a weird time of year for me with curling. It's like I'm very much so mentally shifted to golf season. So
Simon's been working on his golf swing,
yeah, it
which
is.
needs some work.
To say the least. Still not willing to give up strokes to Elliott, so I'll just keep losing. But man, oh man, that one time when I win is going to feel real good.
It's a pretty big shot here for Evan.
Yeah, it could really shape the end. Being in the 7th, a single here really isn't going to be very good for him, and that is probably your worst case scenario.
Yeah, because now Siggins can play nose.
Yep.
Nose on that yellow instead of 4. Really put the screws down on Evan.
Right. Really, I mean, he hits dead nose and sticks. I mean, Evan's in a world of hurt. If you hit him even a little outside and just get rid of the yellow, it's really not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know.
He must be playing the, I guess it's more of a slash. He must not be able to play the nose on the center line one. It's going to hurt himself with the angle.
Yeah. Well, I think the one on the outside seems to be the safer one. It almost seems like those two are dead in front of one another. They're unfortunately the sheet that's furthest away from us, and the only one that we don't really have a camera view just up on our current telestrator. So.
Breeze calling them on.
Breeze calling them on. Just cleaning now, which would indicate it's been pretty
Nice
good,
shot.
and it is. Hard to say if the nose hit. Well, the nose hit's definitely not going to give him one. The one on the other side's going to be
Can you play the squirt?
counting. Yeah, tough to say if there's enough room between the two,
Yeah.
but that might be his. It's definitely what he's looking at.
I don't think there's a. I can see the TV on sheet D. It doesn't look like there's enough space. But he could. I mean, really, I think there's 2 shots here. You play the out turn draw, which it looks like he's playing into the 4-foot.
Yep.
You miss this, it's probably game.
Yeah.
Or you play the crotch double to give him 1
Right.
and be 2 down coming home.
Coming home, yeah, which I don't think's the end of the world. Nate, the score on sheet C is 8-6 Brundage over Stolten.
Coming home, Brundage has hammer. Here comes Evan's draw. It looks pretty good. Certainly not light. Oof.
I think just enough by the looks of it. Thanks for the assist there, Matt, on the camera switch. Appreciate that. So it'll be a tie game coming home with Siggins hammer. We'll shoot back here to the feature sheet.
I almost, now that I think of it, I think you play the double there. I think I'd rather be down 2 than having to smile. I guess now with the no tick rule,
Yeah, it's always
it's kind of 6 1/2.
Exactly, kind of a team preference. I think things have definitely changed a little bit with the way that
It's almost easier to steal now than it is to get 3.
exactly.
For anybody that's interested in sheet C, Stolt is sitting 1 and 3. And we're playing third rocks.
Maybe I'll switch over to that, just since that's the 8th end, right?
It's not that we don't care about Jorgensen and Wiza. We're just
We know that we're going to see them for 2 extra ends after everyone else is done, and all these games have large implications as far as the playoffs go. So just
and on sheet A, McDonald is up 1 without, and Prohaska is sitting 2, maybe 3.
here's the house for sheet C.
Jed's just trying to clear things up.
Yeah, just playing the removal game right now.
have to flip-flop between A and C at the same time.
Yeah.
Because both of those games have playoff implications.
Is A's coming home as well?
Yeah, A's coming home. I believe we're on third rocks.
Okay. This is the house on A. So Prohaska is looks like it's sitting 2, maybe 3.
McDonald, though, is, I think this is her third's last, I believe. Yeah. He's got a chance to come in and sit corner frozen. And really put the pressure on Prohaska, who needs a deuce to win.
See where this comes in here.
Even nose is pretty good.
Yeah, it's got to curl up a bit. It's a little wide. Not a bad spot, honestly. Definitely forces a shot out of Prohaska. He's gonna.
I mean, the problem is though, is if he can just, I mean,
yeah, if he
can start
corners
to plug it.
Yeah.
I mean, he only needs 2.
Yeah. I mean, well, if he corners this, he's in really good shape. It's definitely the aggressive call, but yeah, you could put a guard out front, like you.
I do agree, though. I think you're coming corner frozen on that red that they just threw.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Andy's gonna have to start to blast.
Yeah. Agreed.
Line looks pretty good on this. Might over curl though.
It is looking like it's gonna over curl, but ending up in a really good spot.
If you can just kind of nestle your way in.
Yeah, I think if you hit the outside of that red, you can kind of slash it across, right?
Yep.
While they're talking about that, let's quick check on sheet C's house. I think this is going to be Judd's first. He's looking to just draw into the pocket, I believe. If he gets in that spot,
It'd be pretty hard for Stolt.
to get that deuce
Yeah.
to tie the game, you know.
Because he needs to steal 2.
Exactly. I'll shoot back over to A here when they're about to make their shot.
And he's got the outturn. He has to be an outturn slash.
Wrong one.
For anybody interested in the Wiza Jorgensen game, Wiza was forced to a single in 6, so they're up to playing 7. Jorgensen has a hammer. It's a big shot here for Andy McDonald.
You know, I feel like you got to make something happen on this shot. I don't know that you'll have another go at it for her last. If not,
They're going hard to curl.
it's gonna be close.
Nice shot.
Great shot.
Really nice shot.
True game saver on that one.
So this will be Mark Mooney?
Yeah, I believe Mark Mooney. Yeah.
His first, throwing skip rocks for Team Prohaska.
Looking at a couple different options here. He's got a couple in-offs. He's talking about coming off his own yellow, which is a little risky. If he ever comes in fat and touches that red, he could possibly not be shot rock afterwards. The in-off in this direction.
You ever play the run?
Get rid of that top red.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only...
I feel like if you got rid of that,
It forces Andy to She's probably going to play the tap to sit shot.
Right.
But I think then you force the play into the house.
Yeah, I really do like that call because you really make her make a decision, right? I think that gives you that opportunity for two.
Sheet C for any Brundage Stolt fans. Looks like Stolt is sitting 1. His last coming up. He's got a chance to sit 3, which will make things interesting.
Yeah. I'll switch over here real quick. Looked like Mooney looks like he wants to talk it back over, so they're rethinking their call.
Playing like just a control weight. Nose is pretty darn good. If you can get a little low on that and flop.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think nose is ideal because low you load the double.
Right.
Curl. Whoa, it's heavy. It's way heavy.
This is the problem when you have too many close games. I mean, literally every game on the sheet matters, and literally every game on the sheet on the ice right now is.
This is
close.
the only reason I volunteered tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
pretty good hit and roll. That's going to be pretty impossible to get rid of. I think they finally have made a decision.
Jed's got to draw the 4-foot. Good end there by Stolt. Really good end.
Yeah, and that's enough. Is it for the win? So he's drawing against the loss.
Yeah, he needs He needs to bite the 4 to go to an extra. He's got to almost touch pinhole to win.
Yeah, that's a great end. It's not easy to do after giving up a huge 5 spot and getting forced. You know?
Yeah. Gotta love mixed curling.
Sweeping this the whole way right now. He's all over the guard.
Oh boy. So now I think if you're Andy McDonald, I mean, I
think this is pretty straightforward. I think you're just nosing this red.
Yep.
And you could be sitting 3 after this.
I'm never playing off the yellow. I mean, it's there, but
there's no need.
Yeah.
You're only adding another piece of the puzzle.
There's some nervous watchers
Yeah.
behind sheet A.
That game has a lot going on.
I missed what happened on Jet sheet.
If we're in the house, it's okay. I like being just short.
What happened on Jet sheet? Trying to figure out what happened on sheet C. Jed gave up 2.
Oh, so that one's going to extras.
All tied up. Oh, yeah, there it is. All tied up. Playing in the extra.
Can't apologize. Just kind of.
We don't know what we're doing.
There's too many things going on, and all these games mean something. That's all I can say.
It's a huge shot for Andy McDonald here. If she can make this shot, it's going to be really hard for Mooney to...
Looks good to me.
Oh, she got the rub. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Now he's got to draw the side of the can.
Yeah, or he could elect to play the in off if he wants, which I think he's going to, so... That's a tough spot for Haska. I mean, they had him the last 2 ends.
Yeah.
Really had him. So Just weren't able to make it work. But still a chance here to tie and take this one in the extras.
Yep, he's got the outturn draw.
Our feature seat right now, Greg is sitting 1. And Dan is 2, 3, and 4.
Comes the last rock for Mark Mooney.
Looks like just the.
This is why skips get paid the big bucks.
You know, I didn't know you got paid.
Gotta go.
Sweeping for weight here.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Looks like it's all over it.
Stolen win for Andy McDonald. That's a huge win for that junior team as they qualify for playoffs.
That puts them for first place.
I mean, good job to them.
Yeah,
They played
I mean-
awesome. They beat some really good teams. They played well. It's awesome to see.
It is, yeah.
Let's just hit this one. Normal hit. Yep.
Where's just trying to think what D's doing.
Yeah, what's D doing? It's really open for some reason.
It's because it's over. Siggins got their 1 in.
Wow.
So Siggins gets the win there, which ensures them a tiebreak with Workin tomorrow, because they have both teams have better LSD than Team Falco, who needed McDonald
loss.
for the 4. Yep.
So McDonald is the 1 qualifier out of Pool A,
And there'll be a tiebreak
and
to
then
see
there'll
who
be
the
a
2 is.
tiebreak in with Siggins and just a rematch tomorrow morning or tomorrow at noon or something.
I think it's noon. Yeah.
So you'll either be commentating this game or golfing in the snow.
Yes, one of those 2 things. Yep. Difficult to say which one will actually happen. I also need to do my taxes.
So do I.
Yeah. Which is a much sadder option. I think I'll choose procrastination.
The taxes can wait.
Yeah. You have till Monday, so
I thought it was Thursday.
it's tough to say.
Sometime.
Yeah. I used to be a CPA. Probably should know these things.
Used to be.
Yeah. That's a very key term.
Now we got 2 games left, going away from the warm room. Looks like Jed's in the extra, and the Wiza Jorgensen is playing 7.
We'll make sure we jump over to the other one for skip rocks when they get there. Right now there are 2 guards up in that extra, and Stolt is sitting 1-2. This is a little bit of an overcurl there by Melissa. Giving Dan a good chance to put on some real pressure here. Over on sheet C, we had another shot from Stolt to top 8. Now they're sitting 1, 2, and 3.
Talk about a roller coaster of a game.
I mean, that has just been haymaker after haymaker. And Jed is calling peels to just try and clean out the middle right now. Dan's first stone. I think he's just trying to put it other side of the forefoot. This one seems a hair heavy and it feels like it's going to sail a little deep. It does okay. Yeah, a hair deeper than they wanted. Probably play the double on that.
Yeah,
right?
nose double.
Yeah, or even just the cross. Try and jiggle this one out of being a play. It probably that one probably leaves an easy double back.
Yeah.
So not gaining much there.
For an update on people interested in Sheet C, Jed's in some trouble right now. Stolt has a center guard and is sitting 3, one of which is behind the center guard.
Yeah, he's throwing another peel here, trying to grab 2. I think this is Vice's
Can we switch over there?
first rock.
Oh, this is skip rocks.
This is skips, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of waiting until C goes to skips as well, because I think they're still on Vice rocks. So here in the feature,
It's a little low.
Playing
Might
that-
get the other double.
did play that
Yeah,
double.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice shot.
just a good shot. Leaves him sitting 1. On sheet C, it looks like they're calling another centerline guard, as you would expect. Just continuous put one up and
Jed's gonna have a pretty tough shot in his last though.
Yep.
He doesn't have a draw path right now, which is a little scary if you're throwing that last rock.
yeah, he's hoping that he can get 2 on one of these peels. So
Looks like Jed stuck the peel. So there's two kind of off-center guards. Stoltz sitting 2 rocks. Top 8 and top 12.
yep. Looks like Dan's electing to draw here. Doesn't have a clean hit on the yellow that doesn't possibly
Jam.
make a mistake and jam. Yeah, so I think he's just looking the corner on that yellow.
Gotta be careful though. If you roll off this, you set up another double that
Yeah, then you're getting 3.
right.
If
that-
you're,
that, Greg can play and possibly take the lead coming home.
yeah. This looks like it's over curling, and then
Which isn't the end of the world, honestly. I think that's better than being wide.
yeah. I mean, I know giving up the deuce isn't great, but
Actually, he could play it the other way now. You play that low.
yeah, definitely.
I think you play that low, and that your yellow is going straight onto
Exactly.
the other red.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's the call. I think you can get all the reds out. And you could possibly,
You could sit 3 or 4.
you really could. Definitely have to come on where she's holding that broom right now. You got to hit it low.
Green light.
Yeah, it'd be. I'd be very excitedly clearing my line, clearing your line for you on this one.
And I would be already in the hack.
Yeah. There wouldn't have been much discussion. This would have been pretty straightforward.
It's a huge opportunity
Yep.
for Greg Jorgensen.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you hit this on the low side.
It's
and,
like maximum ice because you need a whole bunch of weight on this.
to move that red off and out.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you definitely need firm minimum, probably peel.
Yep.
Anything low is pretty good.
close.
Curl. That's close.
It
Nice
is close.
shot.
Oh, and for 5.
Oh, no, I
Great
think it's
shot.
4.
Oh, there's the one. I didn't see the red in the back. Sorry. Might be just, 3 or 4.
Great shot from Greg Jorgensen.
A true game changer right there.
Total
and,
pistol.
and that makes Jed's shots even all that much more important right now. We can take a look over there real fast.
The warm room is getting lively.
It is. Everyone's excited for the banquet.
I think it's for these games.
Oh, the games is my bad. Yeah. Whoop, sorry.
Look at that score line.
Yeah, that is
Oh.
that's a league score line if I have ever seen one. I mean, I think numerous times watching that game, we're like, well, that one's over. Only to be proven wrong again and again.
What do we know?
Yep. Clearly nothing.
So,
Sorry.
if
Oh, boy.
Stoll loses
If Stoll
loses this, it's him and Brundage in the as 1-2.
No, Brundage needs Wiza
Wiza.
to lose. That gives them the tiebreaker tomorrow.
If Brundage wins?
Yeah. Wiza and Brundage will
Yeah,
be the
because
tiebreaker.
Brundage is 2-2, but Wiza's
Exactly.
3-1. You're right.
Let's see if I can't get us Here we go. This will be Jed's first.
Jed's elected to play the draw.
Yeah, making the assumption that he's going to be drawing on his last.
Right, may as well get a feel for the ice. It's a tough shot, though. I guess it's more of a hack there. Ooh, boy.
Oh no. Oh no. That's going to be tough now. I mean, he has the chance to just completely shut this all off.
And I don't know how Jed scores. He's going to have to play like the skinny in-off,
You know, it's going to be a circus shot.
or he's going to have the in-turn draw, but he's got to completely draw the side of the button. And it's significantly overburied.
Yeah. Honestly, the placement of this guard, I think you could be like a good 6 inches off that center line.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And try and choke off as much of the draw as you possibly can to come in deep, like almost sit.
Misses. I think the miss is wide.
Yeah,
Because you take away that draw. Obviously, you don't want to give up that hit, but the hit is always going to be tough anyways.
right. And
So
I mean,
anything off center line is fantastic.
yeah, he's gonna. I mean, I almost think you come into the 12 foot.
I don't necessarily need to. I don't think you need to get that aggressive, but I think line is most important. But yeah, right where.
Yeah, I like where Broom's at. Honestly, even a hair more to the right. It's anything up weight that's gonna get through that hole, it's not gonna stick around.
Right. Oh, this has to curl though. This really has to curl. I think he's got the same shot.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a couple options. He's got the. I mean, that's a thin double, right?
That shot was okay, but it had to be like that line was fine, but it just needed
If
to
it's
be
higher. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he's looking at the double.
It's like we're on the same page.
I know. It's like we've played on the same team for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the nice part about this, Elliot, is this is the exact conversation that you and I would be having over text messages.
Right now we can just speak into oblivion.
Yeah, exactly. Just into the
Into the void.
The void, into the cloud, maybe. I don't know.
The bad news is it's always on the internet.
Yeah, for the internet for always. Unless I can convince Matt Culberson
To delete.
to delete this thing. So.
Jed's got a couple options here. He's got the same shot he just threw, which is like the sort of hack weight tap on shot stone, or he's got the pretty thin double, which I believe he'd probably play the out turn at. Neither is easy, but he just threw this sort of hack-way shot.
Right. I mean, if you're throwing, I don't even know it's hack as much as it is like back line. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
And it does look like that. Well, with that broom, that could really either be both, honestly, right?
Yeah.
Well, starting or sweep that, I think they're going to play the same shot. And he's got a lot of room to roll, right? He's got the full 8 foot to work with, so I think this is a better shot rather than the other one probably being like a half rock, third rock double.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty tough on a new line. You're also probably throwing the inside out on that line to make that.
I like the same. I mean, he just threw it. It's not an easy shot. He probably could only see half of it.
Yep. Rocks away and they're sweeping it here.
They really got to hold
Calling
this.
hard on a line.
Cam Rittenhauer really has to hold this.
Close.
Really close.
Really close.
Nice
Oh,
shot.
what a pistol. Brunage gets his single there.
Wow.
Great game.
Like we were talking about, he just threw it.
He just threw it, exactly.
He knew the line.
You could see how much of a weight correction that was from the first one where he did not have that weight.
Yeah.
And when you're on the other side of that center line, you can really hold that a lot longer. So that's a great sweep there. Great shot. Great team shot, as they would say.
Yeah. Great shot by Jed. So that makes this game our feature game.
Much more important.
So now Jed needs a Wiza loss, and Dan needs to get 3 here in 8, or take 2 and steal 1 in the extra.
Yep. And looking at the house currently, it doesn't set up. It's not impossible to get 3, but it's definitely looking a little harder. Put a good one behind this yellow here, and ends in business. That's pretty close.
It's a good shot.
Tough to
Around.
say
It's a little
again
deep,
if they're
but-
shot or not, but
So I think if you're Jorgensen here, I mean,
you're peeling all day.
it's process of elimination.
Yeah, I agree. Anything out front's hurting you.
I think you're always playing the run. Peel's fine.
I mean, you like the end of here, but you just got to remember that you just never want to give an option for 3.
Yep. Important shot here for Melissa Turbo.
Yep. It's gonna over curl and actually might do a dead straight run back, which
Oh, this is good. It's really good.
oh
maybe not.
man. Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like they got to come around that guard again. Even if they're not shot rockets, it's more advantageous for them here to get rocks in play and have Greg chase. So. Skip coming out to sweep this one is never a great sign.
Really got to go on this.
He's making a difference here, a little bit of a tap.
Bring Surrey into play.
Yep, now 3 is there.
This is a really important shot for Greg Jorgensen on his first.
Yep.
I think you play that sort of hack weight, maybe board max. Try and nose that red. Because if you can sit 2 here, obviously it's pretty ideal.
If you ever wanted a story for context to get an idea of how young some of the Team McDonald kids are, there is one struggling to tie a tie.
I've been watching, and we're on attempt number 3,
Yeah,
and we're still not there.
We've passed it on to the coach at this point.
But he's gonna look great.
But he's, dapper. Oddly, I think I actually own the tie that he's tying. So
He wore it at prom.
I wore the same thing at prom. Yeah. Can't think of a more disappointing night. It's a story for another time, I suppose.
That's a tiebreaker story.
Tiebreaker story, yeah. So, coming a little deep on the draw there, I'm actually really surprised that they decided to draw.
It takes, I think it, well, it doesn't take the 3 to play, but
Yeah, I mean now you can draw down to these, but I don't even think, I still think you're not playing to them. I think you got to come around this corner. You got the full 8 foot, the full 4 foot to work with.
I really wish we could get a camera on this tie situation right now.
Yeah, it is. It is unfolding in the most literal sense of the word in front of our very eyes. It's a tie pun. So it looks like they're just electing to draw around here. They're going to go try and get the top 4, I would assume.
Yeah, if he can get this wrapped around, it gives him a really good chance for 2.
Part of me actually would like to play the tap. Split my reds on.
Yeah, he could. I don't mind this call. I mean, if you draw around, you got tons of room.
Yep.
If you can draw around top button, it makes
I mean,
Greg
definitely
really
put the
think
pressure
about
on.
his last.
Yep,
Yeah.
you really do put the pressure on. It gives you a guaranteed shot for 2. Although it looks light. Quite light. So Greg with an opportunity. Again, going with left side sheet, we've determined that is not any longer the intern and the outturn, but just loves that left side of sheet.
The intern.
Yep.
Well, the intern this way.
The intern this way, but
It is what we would describe as the north side.
yes. So much like Moss, he is just drawn to this side of the sheet, and here we are. If he can put this anywhere buried,
It's all.
I don't see how you get 2.
Line looks pretty good, but they
It
gotta
just
go.
looks slow on the weight.
Go.
It just doesn't quite get there.
So it's a draw for 2.
He was quick to throw the broom up, but yeah, you have to play this in. I think you need to move those back rocks in order to count 2.
Yeah, I think the center one is shot. It's kind of hard to tell.
I would say center one shot. I have the ability to pull up the full house and zoom in, but I feel like by the time I end up doing that, he's going to be throwing it, and then I'll miss the shot, which should be tragic. So.
Yeah. We'll just do it live.
Yeah. F it. We'll do it live. All right, big shot here. Still a lot of ice, like.
That is a lot of ice. To have to get to that nose of that yellow to move it.
And move it, yeah. It's surprising to me. I feel like you could be playing a hack weight
Well, no, I think you're only
board, back line rather.
max back line, yeah.
I mean, this is out there right now.
Should hook though if he's got the right weight.
Yeah. A little bit more rotation on this one than some of his others.
Close. It's actually really close. It's really gotta move though. Oh,
I think that's going to just be for one.
it's a good attempt though. It's a really good attempt. I mean, it was overburied by half a rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, you have to throw just enough weight to move that one rock back, right?
Right.
So
So it looks like we get
two tiebreakers.
Two tiebreakers tomorrow.
Yep.
Wiza Brundage and Siggins working.
Siggins working, yep.
So the two automatic qualifiers are Team Stolt and Team McDonald.
McDonald, yep.
So they'll be the 1 seeds, and they will play the winners of Wiza and Brundage and Workin and Siggins.
Yep. Yep, so no, what more screen you can ask for? 4 great games, everything coming down, 2 extra ends, or 1 extra end, and just absolute great curling all around, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks everyone for joining us, and as mentioned, just 12 o'clock tomorrow, p.m. We got nothing to do in the middle of the day. Feel free to join us and watch another game.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks. Have a good one.